Hey YouTubers, it is RC here with RC67. Got a couple of cars I want to showcase up today. These are some custom cars that I was working on over the weekend, and I think they're pretty nice the way they came out. So let's go ahead and get started with the first one on the turnstile. This is a Porsche 911 GTR. This one was just your standard mainline Hot Wheel in silver with a black stripe on it, and then your hard plastic wheels. I didn't do a ton of detail work on it. I just painted it, actually what's called a color shifter paint. And live and learn when you work with some of these type of paints that do the color shifting. I have been using a gray primer coat as a underlying coat when I get ready to paint, so the paint has something to stick to. And I've always used gray primer coat just as just general thumb. It doesn't bleed through a lot of colors, and it's pretty neutral. But I didn't realize that on these color shifters, if you use a darker or lighter primer, it will determine how the color comes out. So the color that was originally on this car was going to be called copper green, and it would shift back and forth between the color of copper and green. Well, I used a gray primer coat on this, and when I sprayed it, it didn't turn that darker green I kind of expected it to turn, but it does have some metal flake, some copper, and some of the green through there. Let me see if I can get it to kind of pick up with the lighting, and the lighting's not great. Let's maybe flash a light in here and all. That doesn't really help. There's a little bit of it, but so anyway, that doesn't really do it justice, but it does color shift. If you can see it in the regular light here, not on the camera, it shifts pretty well. It does have that metal flake through it. So this is a silver copper green color shift because I use that primer gray. Like I said, under the light, when I'm watching this on the turnstile from outside the camera, you can actually see the color shift as it rotates around. So that's the first one. And like I said, this one's going to just go in my general mainline custom collections cars that I've got. So that's the first one. Second one here is a Dodge Challenger. And this one, I think you can see the color shift a lot better. I used a black primer on this one, and of course then you could actually see the real good color shift on the car. So again, you really can't tell on the camera, but you can tell if you look at it. You can see some of the color shifting around it. This one here was white with some candy striping on it. There was something that was tampered on the side of it, and again I pulled it all apart and then painted it the color shift copper green, and then put bigger wheels and tires on it, which are rubber wheels on it. And then, of course, did a little bit of detail work, some chrome accents on the door handles, and then a little bit of a silver highlight for the headlights, and then black on the spoiler there. And then when it comes around the back, you'll see some red on the tail light. So this was the second one that I did. I thought it came out real well, but I do have to tell you, when I did this car was actually going to be in the generally orange color, and I was going to get some more generally stickers for it, but it was very temperamental and it was not having any of that. So this car went in the salsa bath 3 different times to get stripped and repainted, because every time I went to repaint it, the color, for whatever reason, that car did not like. But this color shift color, actually, it is doing very well for it, and it looks really, really cool. So I'm really happy with the way it turned out. So that's the second one. All right. Third one here is the Shelby Cobra 427 SC. And this one was originally in yellow. And my original plan with this car was just to take some of the yellow tampering off and just have a nice yellow Cobra. But I wasn't having much luck with the tampering removal. I had some smudge marks. Tried to come back and do a little bit of light feathering with some yellow paint that I had, and it just didn't quite come out. It started to come out okay, and there was a smudge mark that I just couldn't feather out very well. So I ended up putting this one in the salsa bath, and I made it Gulf blue, And then when I pulled it all apart, I detailed a little bit of the interior. So I got the roll cage is in a chrome color. Did a little bit of accents around the side pipes there. And then, of course, on the back here where you can see that little dots, that's supposed to be where the convertible snaps down. So you can see the snaps there. Then I detailed a little bit of back here on the lights. And then, of course, when it comes around the other side, you'll see the other side pipe. And then when it comes back around the front, you'll see the lighting for the headlights that I put on there. And then, of course, your turn marker lights on it as well. So these are the 3 cars that I did this weekend. This car actually turned out really, really well. I'm very happy with this car. This one's going to go in the Golf collection. So you can see some of the silver tone there for the lights on the front of the headlights. So, but this one came out really well. I was very happy with all 3 of them. This is going to go in the Golf edition, and then of course the other 2 are just going to go on my mainline Hot Wheels that I've done some custom work on. Hope you guys like it. If you would, please comment or subscribe. So this is RC with RC67 signing out. You guys have a great day.